can't stop.
There is something within us. Something sacred. Something worth protecting. Silver team, on me.
It's March, so you know what time of year it is. College hoop teams have been fighting all season to secure their spot at being crowned a champion. Just as teams are in pursuit of glory, DraftKings Sportsbook is giving their new customers a shot at royalty with 40-1 odds on any college basketball game. All you got to do is bet $5 on any college basketball team to win their next game. And if they win, DraftKings will pay $200 in free bets. DraftKings Sportsbook has endless ways to get into the action, from same-game parlays to future betting. Feel the sweat from DraftKings now. If you've already taken advantage of this amazing offer, DraftKings still has you covered with DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they have millions of dollars up for grabs every week. Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code SMOKE. Throw down just $5 on any college basketball game of your choice and get $200 in free bets if that team you choose wins. That's code SMOKE at DraftKings Sportsbook. Name 4 players you're taking out to the blacktop with you in their prime. I don't really feel like playing basketball, so I'm going to take a team that can fight. I'm taking... Yeah, so I don't even care if we play basketball. We just going to fight and then smoke after. Because I don't play basketball no more.
That's all they want to do anyway.
Right. Welcome back to What's Burning. Jack, what's going on out there in Atlanta?
Man, weather's nice, man. I just took Louie and Dolph to get a bath at the kennel today, at the vet today, man. And, you know, it's looking nice out here today. I'm enjoying the day.
Yeah, man, this is playoff weather, man. Speaking of playoffs, they're right around the corner. And the second that the Golden State Warriors got Draymond Green back, they lost Steph Curry. Marcus Smart, who dove for a ball, rolled up on Steph's ankle, midfoot sprain. They're saying Wiseman has a little bit of a setback with knee swelling. Jack, are you concerned at all about the Warriors heading towards the playoffs, currently in the third in the West?
Yeah, I am, because at this point of the season, Wiseman's supposed to be back healthy, Draymond's supposed to be back healthy, and supposed to be playing well. He's really coming back, not playing well, and getting kicked out of games and stuff like that, not really coming back focused. And Steph being out, that's a major setback. He's the main one that's been healthy the majority of this time, and now you get everybody else back and he goes down. I dove for a lot of balls in my career, but I dove for balls when they were out in the open and me and the guy was both racing to it. I never dove at a ball under somebody's legs. I've never done that before, and I hustled a lot. So it looked kind of funny to me, and I think Steve Kerr had the right to be pissed.
Yeah, see, I looked at it and I didn't think, like, as much as I love Steph and definitely don't want to see him hurt, I didn't think it was a dirty play. I just thought it was a reactional play. And it just happened to roll up on Steph. And it's funny you say that, because I'm always telling, coaching the kids that if there's a loose ball on the ground, you got to dive for it, because someone else is going to dive and they could take your ankles and knees. And I tell the kids every single game that, man. So I don't necessarily think it was a dirty play, but I understand Steve Kerr's obviously frustration and anger. I mean, their best player goes down. But I did read yesterday that Steph's foot is progressing better than they thought it would, but they definitely don't want to rush him back. So, I mean, obviously they're going to need all hands on deck. This Wiseman situation has been the whole season, but he's played well in the G League when he's played. So hopefully they can, get that swelling down. But again, I agree with you, man. Steph is the key to this. Draymond's going to get his legs back under him in the next, 10, 11 games before the playoffs. But obviously they're going to need a Steph Curry on an MVP caliber type plane to make a run in these playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see if and when they get Steph back. Next up, man, Timberwolves, one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. Winners of 4 in a row over the Heat, Bucks. I don't even see why they put the Lakers in here, but the Lakers too. Ranked number 1 points per game, number 2 in 3-pointers per game, number 3 in blocks, 4 in steals. Also have the best record since the All-Star break. Can the Timberwolves play spoiler this year in the playoffs?
I think so. I mean, because it all starts with Karl Anthony Towns. The way he's playing, the way he's leading his team on both ends of the floor, on defense and on offense. I think they can. You know, he's giving the young guys and other guys on the team some confidence and taking a lot of pressure off guys, you know, by having big games and really making a statement on both ends of the court. So I think they can spoil some teams, but as long as Karl Anthony Towns is playing to the level he's playing at, then I think it's possible.
I'm a big fan of Karl Anthony Towns, and I think this year is the year that he needs to make a step with his team. And when I say that, it's not his individual play, because like you said, he's been playing great on both ends of the ball. It's with his team. I think they need to get to the second round this year. You know, they haven't been good in a long time. He's playing the best basketball of his career, winning the three-point shootout. You know, you got D'Angelo over there. You got Anthony Edwards. You got Patrick Beverly over there. I like this team, and I definitely think they could steal a series in the first round. So excited to just get these playoffs started. Man, next up, the Phoenix Suns, who are clearly the best team in the NBA, despite CP3 being out since the All-Star break. They won their last 5 in a row. 11 games better than the next team in the league. What do you contribute this to, Jack? Obviously, CP's down. He's their leader, but they haven't missed a beat. Is it coaching? Is it leadership? Is it culture? What is it over there that has these guys playing so well?
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything. I mean, you got a team that's basically been together from training camp to now for 2 years. They know each other well, better than anybody. I think the fact that Chris Paul is out, this team has played without Chris Paul before, so they know how to step up. They all know their roles. I think we talk about the coaching. You know, Monty is one of the best coaches in the league, and being able to relate to guys and let them know their roles with having Chris Paul out, and keep in mind of what the goal is at the end of the season, and still be able to reach that. You know, with having Chris Paul out, that says a lot about this team. And of course, Devin Booker, he come back, he just come right in leading the team, and he's averaging more assists now. You know, since Chris Paul went out. So I think this team is just focused on its goal of getting back to the championship and not having a letdown. And they're not having any mishaps along the way. They're covering all their boxes and waiting for Chris Paul to get back so they can just ride off in the sunset.
Yeah, man, I really like this team, and I think they still had a chip on their shoulder coming in this season because everyone said what they did last year was lucky. You know, for CP to go down and this team to seamlessly continue to keep it moving as if he was playing. I like the point you made about Devin Booker. Definitely becoming more of a playmaker, and to me, that's the evolution of his game. He's been an elite scorer since he's got in the game, but now he's taken on more of a leadership / playmaking role, which is only going to help this team once CP comes back. So, man, this is a tight-knit group that plays hard on both ends, and I'm really happy for Monty Williams. Again, hopefully CP comes back with no hiccups, and, man, this team can make a run for the championship. Headed out to the East, a team I saw play live last week that is a cold motherfucking team, man. The Boston Celtics moved up to the 4th seed, but only 1 game out of the 2nd seed. With 11 games remaining, you think Boston can make a run for that number 1 seed in the East, in your opinion?
I think this is the Boston team that everybody been waiting on. They know They have their identity. They playing like it. They're confident. They're finally healthy. Believing in the new young coach, and the new young coach is giving them the confidence and giving everybody the roles they need for them to be successful. And they doing it to a T. I think Tatum has definitely understood that he is the star of the team, and Brown is understanding he's the second star. And they're playing like it. But the last couple of games, they've been even 30-30, 25-29. They understand that they have to take over this team, and if they can stay healthy, these guys really going to make some noise in the East, for sure.
Number 1 defense in the NBA. Talk to Ime Udoka, and obviously coming from the San Antonio system, and I finally think, you know, his imprint is on this team, and particularly on the defensive end. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of the Spurs system. You know, don't let anybody go middle, and I think it's the easiest way to play defense because everybody know where their help is. You know, they're sending everybody baseline, and the big man comes over and help. And obviously, if the big man goes over and help, you have to drop down and take his man. It's simple defense, but they do it well. And everybody's on the string. And he got all that from San Antonio pop. And I think the fact that these young guys are buying into that and understand that Ime comes from a championship organization and knows what it takes to get to the top, I think these young guys are buying in, and that's why they're the top of the league in both categories.
Yeah, I mean, rarely do you see 1, 2, and 3. Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum all playing defense. I mean, Brown and Tatum, obviously they're stars offensively, but they're definitely two-way players. You got Robert Williams holding down the middle. This Boston team, like you said, I think you hit it perfectly. This is the team everyone's been waiting on. They've been such a mystery because they've had Tatum and Brown, and people have argued, is this team done with this duo? You know, how come they're underachieving? I think this Boston team, and you know as well as anyone, Jack, you got to get hot at the right time, and that's what this team is doing. I think they've won 20 out of 24 games, and they're really rolling, man. So excited for Tatum and Brown to see where they can take their team. Next up, the Ben Simmons saga, sidelined, irritation to the L4 disc. A lot of people want to say he's this, he's that. This dude took an epidural, and an epidural is one of the most dangerous and painful shots you can take. It's what they give women, you know, when they're giving birth. So obviously there's something really going on in his back. He can't really participate in any basketball activities. Jack, if they're unable to get Ben Simmons on the court, are you awake over there?
Oh, we talking about Ben Simmons still?
Oh, yeah. If they're unable to get Ben Simmons, do the Nets stand a chance without him, in your opinion?
Man, first of all, let me say this. I'm so tired of talking about this guy, man. I just want to see him play basketball. I'm just fed up with the saga. 2, we talking about epidural shots. I had one in 2012 in my back. When I got traded to Milwaukee, I couldn't play because my back was hurting. And when I had an x-ray, they told me that my bottom disc and my back was completely gone. And the only way I could continue to play was taking the shot. I took the shot, Matt, and I played for 3 more years. So maybe I don't know how serious his is, but I took the shot, and it was painful. I need one right now because that was about 12, 14 years ago, and my back's starting to hurt again. I need it again. But he can play with it. He can play once he get the shot, though. You know, he should be able to play. That's what the shot is for. And I'm just tired of talking about him, man. I want to see him on the court, dog.
No, I agree. I mean, anytime you got Kevin Durant, I think you're going to be all right. Hopefully, Kyrie will be cleared to play all games soon. But to me, Ben Simmons is just, you know, icing on the cake. So I definitely think he'll help. But without him, if something crazy happens and he can't play, I mean, you still got KD and Kyrie. So we'll have to see what's up with the Nets. I mean, it's crazy ever since this whole formulation of this Nets team, we've rarely got to see all the stars play in 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's been shambles over there. I know Steve Nash is going gray over there. So it'll be interesting to see, man, if they can get all their collective shit together and get on the court together. Next up, Toronto Raptors are sneaking into the conversation. Winners of 6 straight road games. Big win over the 76ers, who are 3rd in the East. Jack, can they sneak into that top 5?
Hell yeah. You got a lot of championship experience over there, and you got a lot of young talent. You know, you blend that together, anything can happen. And you got experience coaching over there. I think if you look at these guys, Siakam is just starting to get healthy and come back. Van Vliet, he's leading that team, and, you know, he can have a big night any night. So, like I said, with the combination of championship experience and also having young guys that's hungry that can play this game, I think they got a shot to upset anybody.
Yeah, no, I agree. My more question is after this, because maybe they have a shot to sneak and upset, but realistic on getting back to the championship, probably not. But I like Scotty Barnes. I like OG. Jack, in your opinion, with Scotty Barnes playing so well, does that make Siakam and his contract tradable this summer for some more assets or draft picks?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. On the radar, presented to you by DraftKings. With March Madness in full swing, let's take a look at what players most likely to go number 1 in the upcoming draft this season. Jabari Smith at Auburn, 6'10" forward. He's minus 115. Chet Holmgren, the 7-footer from the number 1 Gonzaga Bulldogs, is plus 125. Paolo Banchero, 6'10" from Duke, plus 800. And Jaden Ivey, the 6'4" guard from Purdue, is a long shot at plus 2,500. Jack, out of those 4, do any of those guys really catch your attention for, you know, a next level star?
Yeah, I was able to coach most of these guys in Allen Iverson's game, and I know a lot about them. I love Chet, but Chet his body's still growing. He has to fill out. He has a great upside when his body can continue to fill out. But I think between Jabari and Paolo, I think Jabari is ready right now. I think he's more polished as far as mentally wise. When you watch him play, he plays his role to a T. He doesn't really get rattled. He's solid on both ends of the floor. He just looked like a pro already. And I think that's why a lot of people got him already as shoe winner number one.
You know, I played against his dad. His dad went to LSU. He's definitely got a lot of game. I like Paolo for some reason. I think a little erratic with his shot selection, but you know you can get away with that in college. Jaden Ivey is a monster over at Purdue, and I agree. Chet Holmgren is 7 foot, but doesn't even weigh 200 pounds. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of program he gets on to maybe add 10 or 15 pound of muscle. But all 4 of these guys are very talented, and looking forward to what they could do at the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, fan questions. Jason Cannon 17. Name 4 players you're taking out to the blacktop with you in their prime.
4 players I'm taking to the blacktop with me in their prime. In their prime. I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck y'all up with mine. I'm going prime. Okay, for my big man in the prime, I'm going Shaq. For my power forward, I'm going Tim Duncan. It's blacktop now. I know what I'm doing. As my small forward, I'm going Ron Artest. And at my point guard, I'm going Stephon Marbury.
Very nice blacktop team. I don't really feel like playing basketball, so I'm going to take a team that can fight. I'm taking Charles Oakley. I'm taking Derek Coleman. I'm going to take Ron too. And then give me my point guard, give me Vernon Maxwell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all ain't going to finish the game.
Yeah, so I don't even care if we play basketball. We just going to fight and then smoke after. Because I don't play basketball no more.
That's all they want to do anyway.
Right.
Next fan question at Unheritage. 5 years from now, who will be the face of the league? Good question.
5 years from now, I think Giannis will be the face still. I think Giannis is mid to late 20s. So 5 years, he'll be in his early 30s. I think he'll be the face. John Morant will be in that conversation. I think it'll be a handful of guys. Luka will be in that conversation. I can't say if there's going to be a clear-cut face of the league because I don't know if they're, there's always so much talent. So I would say those 3 are probably going to be the face. You got anybody outside of those 3?
Yeah, I'll just add Embiid. I'll add Embiid to that.
Yeah, love the way he's playing. Jacoby _Atwood, most underrated player y'all played with.
Ooh, the most underrated player I've played with is probably Gerald Wallace.
Ooh, good call. I think 2 guys, and I think I've said this before, but 2 guys I play with that if they were and there's just such good guys, but they're so talented, like if they were dogs or mean or assholes, I think their story would have took a different trajectory in a good way. But Rudy Gay and Jeff Green, man, super talented, but just nice guys. But dudes that I've played with that could literally do anything on the court. 3-level scorers, but they're just nice guys. I wish I wanted to make both of them assholes when I played with them because I figured if they was assholes, they would have went to a whole nother level. But super skilled, but just super nice guys, man. So both had very long careers, still playing to this day. But 2 very talented players that I particularly played with that I thought were very underrated.
Yep, it's Shaq 92. As players get closer, who was the one player each of you played with that always turned up in the playoffs? Someone you could always count on in big moments.
Man. I got to play with a lot of greats, but, Cole, CP, you always play big in the playoffs. AI, KD, Steph, to name a few. BD.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, BD and fucking Manu Ginobili.
Ginobili was a monster in the playoffs.
They always play good in big games.
Forgotten Seasons, presented to you by Showtime Basketball, is back this week with a look at the 2009 Orlando Magic. With J.J. Redick, Eastern Conference champs, but lose to Kobe in the finals. Super talented team, man. That's when Hito was in his bag. Dwight was one of the best players on earth. Very deep team, very fun team. Make sure you guys check this out wherever you find your podcast. We got a special announcement over here at Showtime Basketball. Our brother, J.R. Smith, is now a part of the family. Enjoy this little teaser as his episode airs April 7th.
Compared to, okay, you won an NBA championship, you got all kind of NBA accolades. What does getting a 4.0 measure up to?
Man, that's like, for me, I mean, again, I've always had the talent to do pretty much any and everything. So even like, you know, people I've played on, you know, on teams with, they'll tell you probably, you know, more than anybody, they can see me doing something like this, going into another field and being, you know, somewhat successful at it or not as, it not being as hard, you know, compared to everybody else, because I've been naturally good at, you know, athletically everything. But for 4.0, and that's like, I tell everybody, you know, I wouldn't trade my championships in it, but I give my 6 man for it for sure. Because I never expected, for real, because for me, like, you know, getting 4.0, and I used to walk around school, I see the kids getting 4.0s, it was just like, and I know me, I'm just not even on that level. I'm over here trying to read a page and the words scattered in my head, looking at math with alphabet now. It's just lost me. So school was definitely not my thing. But now, as you know, as you mature and you understand what your goals are and why you do certain things and what you're doing it for, it gives you a more perspective and better insight. When I was in school back in the day, I just wanted to go to the gym. I just wanted to get out of there, go talk to the homies, whatever. I had so many other things going on. Now that I make it a priority and I know why I'm doing it. Like, man, my daughters be sending me they test and we be sending it back and forth and literally competing with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's great because I can see how engaged my kids are now. When I hear you know, when their mothers go to the meetings and stuff, they tell them that they see the change in my kids, because I can be an inspiration and a level at being more of a level playing field. They can relate to me now, opposed to me just being their dad or being a professional basketball player that everybody else treats so holy or godly or think of whatever, you know what I'm saying? Having that much more of a perspective of somebody than just a random person, you know, walking down the street. So when they hear me talk about school and I can understand and relate the problems that they go through at times and, you know, and just school being so time consuming, I can relate to them and they can relate to me. So it gives us more of, you know, other things to talk about opposed to just being that adult parent.
Closing thoughts. LeBron James moves past Karl Malone to become number 2 in scoring. Unfortunately, his team lost and they continue to fall, but fuck it. We're not talking about the Lakers. We're talking about LeBron James. Jack, the number 2 scorer, but also top 10 in assists. Could you imagine if he was a selfish player? He probably would have passed Kareem 2-3 seasons ago.
Yeah, and if he was that, he wouldn't be the best all-around player we've ever seen. You know, that's just what he was. That's just what he was meant to be. Passing Karl Malone is an amazing accomplishment. Karl Malone put up buckets, crazy buckets in the league, and to be, you know, a couple thousand away from passing Kareem is amazing, man. I think he can do it. Yeah,
next year he'll have the opportunity to pass Kareem, man. We just hope he's able to stay healthy and get there, because if he's healthy, he'll definitely be able to become the all-time leading scorer. In your opinion, Jack, does he need to win, if all said and done, he passes Kareem, does he need to win one more championship to be the best player all time, or is that something that no one can eclipse and that's always going to be Michael Jordan's seat, in your opinion?
Well, I think, I mean, really at this point, man, ain't nothing he can do about that. You know what I'm saying? His career is where it is, and he's still putting up stats, but it's just certain things that Mike did that's just amazing. And in the time frame he did it in, everybody respects. As you see, even at the top 75, how everybody, not just us and not just certain people, but all the top 75 was treating Mike like he was the best. So, you know, some people was Mike was just born to be Mike. Bron was just born to be the best basketball player all around that we've ever seen. And I hold both of them up high and at the same level. So, but Mike's just born to be Mike, and Bron's just born to be Bron.
No, I mean it's a conversation. I think that'll always be a conversation. It's whoever you like more. But when it's all said and done, LeBron's going to have pretty much every playoff record. He'll be the #1 scorer in the league. He'll be top 7, top 5 in assists. And to me, if he wins another championship, he's definitely in the conversation as greatest of all time. Our brother, teammate, and friend of the program, Jamal Crawford, announced that he is retiring from basketball. What do you remember most about fam?
Man, Showtime, man, Mr. Showtime, man. Say, Prime. You smell that popcorn popping? You smell that popcorn popping? That's all I used to hear my boy telling me, man, before the game, man. I hate because it's not 10 people that I can tell you that I know basketball love more than him and that can still play the game at a high level, man. And it's so many great players that the NBA have pushed out and just stopped giving them opportunities that it sucks. But Jamal, brother, for me, you had a hell of a career. You're a Hall of Fame in my mind. And you did it your way, bro. Great career, bro. I hate you retiring because I still want to see you play.
3 things. First of all, happy birthday, fam. Birthday was the other day.
Fam.
Happy birthday. He wasn't too far away from 20,000, which is crazy. I wanted him to get 20,000. And last but not least, I feel like the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award should be named the Jamal Crawford Award moving forward. So we got to do a little All the Smoke campaign to get those engines pumping.
You heard it here first. We signing a petition. We starting a petition. The Sixth Man of the Year award is now the Jamal Crawford Award. Let's go.
Facts. You can catch What's Burnin' available every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Show Basketball. Peace, folks.
See y'all next week.
The son of a former boxing legend aims to forge his own legacy when undefeated Tim Tszyu makes his highly anticipated American debut.
If you see me coming, you better run. Yeah.
But a dangerous Terrell Gachet will not extend a warm welcome.
Right hand delivers the knockdown.
Who deserves a title shot in boxing's deepest division? Tim Tszyu versus Terrell Gachet, live on Showtime.